And we're here at the District 2 3A track meet, and we're going to give you the results of the field events for the teams. We think we have all of these on the JV and varsity, but this is what they gave us in the press box, so we might not have everyone, but we'll sure give you what we have here. Okay, let's start off with the girls pole vault. Pearlie Vasquez finished sixth. Okay, let's move on down to the girls shot put in the varsity. That would be Sophie Reyna. She finished third. Now we go on down to the discus throw, varsity girls. That would be first would be Keely Dunham. And now we'll go on to the girls high jump junior varsity, which should be Kayla Torres. Kayla finished first, the JV high jump. And the third and the JV high. No, wait a minute. That was a disqualification. Okay, let's move on down to the girls long jump varsity, junior varsity. Second would be Alexis Campos. Fourth would be Satalia Vargas. Now we'll go to the junior varsity girls triple jump. And the Mules did very well there. First was Alexis Campos. Second was Satalia Vargas. Now the girls shot put, junior varsity, was third was Noah Rojas. And that would have been, I believe that was the only one that placed there. Okay, let's get some more information here. The girls discus throw, junior varsity, is Aurora Quesada. She finished sixth. The boys high jump varsity, and this is varsity, was be number 2. He finished second, Jorge Albarran. The boys pole vault varsity, Joe Waggoner finished third, varsity pole vault. Now to the this would be the boys shot put varsity. Number 5, placing 5 would be Lineal Camarina. Now, the boys discus throw, no, we didn't have anyone in the top 6 there. The boys high jump junior varsity, number 1 would be Isaac Mendoza. Now, the boys pole vault junior varsity would be, looks like number 1, N. Hasley. Now we have one more list here. The boys, just a minute. This is the boys triple jump. Looks like Brandon Narvith was 4th. And the boys shot put junior varsity would be Rivas. Federica Rivas was 2nd. Now, the boys discus throw, Junior Varsity. Looks like Luke Dunas is fifth. And I believe, Gil Robert, I believe that's all we have. That's the field events, and these field events took place at Shallowater. And now on to the running finals at Lubbock Cooper. We're just about ready for the first event here at the district track meet, 400-meter relay. This will be the JV Girls. We're coming to you from Lubbock Cooper over here at Woodrow, and they do have beautiful facilities. And we're just about ready for the first event, which is a 400-meter relay. Each runner will run 110 meters, and looks like Mushu is in lane 5. And we'll see about there's the handoff, and looks like a good handoff. And looks like Slayton and Shallowater are out there in front. The Mules right now are running third. And here's the third, second handoff, and that was a good handoff. And looks like the Mules are either third or fourth right at the present time. Idaloo's coming up strong on the inside, and they're very strong in track each year. And looked like the Mules had a little trouble with their handoff, but they're going to finish fourth. And they are fourth, and I will give you the girls that participants that ran on the 400-meter relay for the JV girls. That should have been, if they have these in order, Madison Hasley, Val Toscano, Didi Escovel, and Valeria Correga. So those should have been the 4 girls there running. And the next event will be the Varsity Girls here in just a moment, and it'll be, of course, the 400-meter relay. Every event is they start off with the JV girls, the Varsity girls, and then the JV boys, and then the Varsity boys. So that'll be in just a moment. Okay, we're just about ready for the second race here today, the 400-meter relay with the Varsity Girls. Looks like Mushu again is in lane 5. Now they told them to come up, and someone had moved, although they didn't jump, so that's good. In track anymore, you don't get one jump. If you jump one time, well, you're disqualified. So the participants have to be very careful on this. Used to, you got one. Okay, looks like the gun's up. And there's the start of the 400-meter relay varsity divisions. I might add that the top 4 will advance to the area track meet next week. Looks like Shallowater's in the lead. Now, Mushu is right now about 4th, I think. Okay, there's a handoff, and a good handoff. And let's see. The Mules are, well, they're still about 5th. Now there's a handoff. Looks like this is either Shallowater or Cooper. They're going to be first. And then, Shallowater looks like second. Idaloo third. And I believe the Mules, I don't think the Mules quite made it. They were 5th. And like I said, you have to be in 4th place to advance. So we'll wait and see, but I think the Mules were 5th on now that. For the 400-meter relay JV boys. And looks like the Mules are in 4th on this one, I believe. And there's the start. And we'll see what the Mules right now are running well. Had a good handoff. And they are, at this time, they're in pretty good shape about the middle of the field. There's another handoff, good handoff. And they're going to be up there pretty close to the running. And right now they're about third. There's a handoff again. Well, no, they're on the outside. They and that's let me go ahead and give you the runners for the 400-meter relay JV boys. That was Matthew Alarcon, Brady Martinez, Sergio Solano, and Ryan Rodriguez. Just about ready for the varsity division 400-meter relay. That would be Joe Waggoner, George Albarran, Justin Carrion, and Romeo Reyes. They'll be in lane 5. 400-meter relay for the varsity boys. The top 4 will qualify to area next week. There's tough competition here, and of course when you have 8 teams, it makes it even tougher. But there's some really a lot of speed with these track teams.
All right, we're ready.
Guns up. And they're just about ready to start the 400-meter relay varsity boys. This is a district for the district championships here. There's a good clean start. And looks like that's Joe Waggoner running the first leg. And no, that wasn't Joe. Joe's on another leg, I guess. Okay. Oh, that was Joe. Okay. And this should be George Albarran. And there's a good handoff. And they should be handing off to Justin Carrion. And then the last leg, Romeo Reyes. And there's a handoff right there. And looks like, boy, this is very close. And 3, 2, 5. I think the Mules finished 6th. I believe they were 6th. Okay, there's the start, 800-meter run, and this is the girls JV division, and we have 3 girls running in this, and that would be Alice Wheeler, Los Alamontes, and Joel Ramirez. Those 3 are in the 800-meter relays or 800-meter run, and they will go 2 times around the track.
And first place, the time is 24.8 seconds. Clayton.
Okay, we have 3 participants in this race. Looks like right now the Mules are running very well, as they are 1, 2, and well, now they're 1, 2, and 3. Right now, 3 and 4. Yes, 3 and 4, and they have another one more time around the track. This is, like I said, 800 meters. Twice around. This particular race has turned into, over the years, as just nearly a sprint, but it's a good race. But it is, y'all know, Muleshoe in the past has really had some good participants in the state track meet years ago. Well, right now, it looks like the Muleshoe girl, and that's probably Shallowater out there. It's hard to tell on some of these because of their colors are the same. I know Idaloo's green, Dimmitt's purple, Freona's red, and Shallowater and Slayton are all red or partially red. Right now, looks like we pretty well have second place and maybe third and fourth. We'll wait and see. But this particular runner looks like that's Brianna, I believe. Going to be first, and we have a mule shoe girl. I'm not sure. Okay, that'd just be one of the mule shoe girls is going to be second on the JV girls. And now we have one third. Mule coming in third. And now it looks like Dimmitt is fourth. Littlefield fifth. Looks like we may have I believe we have a mule shoe girl sixth. So the mules finished second, fourth, and sixth. So we'll try to get those names down. We had those, and we just started the 800-meter run Varsity Girls, and I'll give you the participants in that. That should be Micah Lozano, Leo Camarina. See, just a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm giving you the boys. Just a second here. The girls, boys will be okay. All right. Here's the varsity girls, and that should be Ruvalcaba and Martinez. Those are the two girls that are running in 800 meters. It looks like right now Idaloo's way out in front. And looks like the mules, that's a Dimmitt in second. And now we have a mule in third, another Dimmitt in fourth. And then the other mules are back sixth and seventh, looks like. Now one more time around. And that Ruvalcaba and Martinez, I think this should be Ruvalcaba. And we'll wait and see. Looks like the Idaloo girl is definitely going to win. She has about a 30-yard advantage. And then we'll wait, come around. Looks like, I believe we have a mule shoe girl in second. And this is, like you say, the top four advance to the area next week. So this is very important. So Idaloo's going to win. And if the mule shoe girl can hang on, looks like the Dimmitt girl is really coming up. And maybe she can hold her off. It's about 10 yards, but the Dimmitt girl is really gaining. We'll have to wait and see. And look and see if she can hold her off. And she did. So that was quite a race there at the end. And I think that was Ruvalcaba. So she finished second. Real good effort there. And I think our other girls were back a ways. Probably 7th, 8th, somewhere along in there. But anyway, Ruvalcaba was second. Yeah, she ran very well. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. The 800-meter run JV boys. Looks like most of the mule players this year have the white jerseys on, which is kind of unusual, but we'll wait and see. This is 2 times around. Now as they come around this first curve, looks like we have 2 mules in front running very well. That's number first 2. We'll get their names here in just a moment. Now we have one more lap. Okay, this should be Ricky Diaz, Adrian Bustillas, and Mario De Hoyos. Those are the three that are running with the JV boys on 800-meter run. And out in front, looks like they're running very well. We have a Mushu. It's not a Mushu. Let's see. Okay, that may be Dimmitt.
Mule in third.
Okay. Okay, I thought that was Mule, but they have the it's hard to tell. That's the purple pants. All right, right now, the Mule's running third, and Idlew fourth. Looks like the only Mushu runner then was third. And I believe that's the only one that finished in the top 6. Okay, there's the start. 800-meter run. Varsity boys, again, top 4 go to the area next week. And right now they're all bunched around as they go around the first curve. And we should have Lozano running and Jacob Kettner. Right now, no one has separated themselves from the pack, I guess you'd say. This looks like this may be another Dimmitt boy out there in front. Believe it is, with the purple. And yes. And look like the Mules are a ways back. Okay, there's the first lap. And looks like the two Mushu runners are back about 6th or 7th. See if they make any kind of move here. It's like Dimmitt's still ahead, but they're really being pushed over there. But I think that's Slayton over on the other side. And we'll wait and see. This is going to be quite a race, Dimmitt and Slayton. But I think Dimmitt's going to win it. This Dimmitt boy is really, really running well. Now here comes Idlew, and they're pushing up for second, but Dimmitt's winning this one by about 20 yards. And then it's going to be Slayton and Idlew, and then come on back. So the Mules were a ways back on this. That may have been Camarina, but I don't know. That's either, and we know that was Kettner. It's either Camarilla or Lozano. You think that was Lozano? Okay, that was Lozano then. Okay, that's the end of the varsity 800-meter run. 800 run. We'll see what we have next. 100-meter JV girls, and it looks like we have 3 in that. We have Kayla Torres in lane 6. We have Mady Span. No, wait a minute. That's Idlew. Just a second. We have Kaylee Torres and Satelia Vargas in lane 8. So the Mules have 2 in this. Actually, looks like 3. They did. Okay, just 2. I believe there's 3. We don't have that one down, but we'll have to wait and see who won that. Okay, we're just about ready for the JV divisions of the 110-yard high hurdles in the boys. The mules have entered Ian Hasley and Hasloff, Ken Hasloff. So those are the two. And there's the start, clean start. And looks like right now we have a mule right up there close to, that's Hasley. Right now he's second, and he's going to get second, and I believe the other boy was about seventh. So that was a good race there for Ian Hasloff. In Hasley. I had Hasley and I had Hasloff. That was in for the varsity division. Boys, 110 high hurdles. Look like we have one participant in this, and that would be Waggoner in lane 7. That is Joe Waggoner in lane 7. 110-yard high hurdles. 100 meter. I'm not a meter, not yards. There's the start. And looks like right now, Dimmitt, Idaloo, look like Joe is fourth right now if he can hang on. And let's see, I believe, oh gosh, that's going to be close. We'll have to check the scoreboard. Joe Waggoner was either fourth or fifth in. Ready for the 100-meter dash in the Varsity Girls division, and looks like we have one in lane 7. That's Natalie Elizalde. She's running in the 7th lane, 100-meter dash varsity division. We might mention Joe Waggoner placed 4th a moment ago in the high hurdles in the varsity boys. Okay, looks like Dimmitt. Let's see, I believe Elizalde was either 6th or 7th on that. May have been 7th. That was a fast field right there. So, meter dash, JV division boys. And looks like we have one. That's Dominguez in lane 1 running for the Mules. Mules JV. Guns up. And there's a clean start. Looks like Dimmitt out in front out here. And we'll have to wait and see where the Mules place on this. They may have been 4th. And that was Dominguez. He ran very well. We'll wait and see. And he may have been, let's see, 3rd looks like, Gil Robert. Getting ready. This is a very exciting relay again. This is a 4x200 or 800-meter relay. This is the JV Girls, and running in lane 8 will be the JV Mules, Esmeralda Alamon, Val Toscano, Jacqueline Ramirez, and Valerie Correga. That's not the best lane in the world, but sometimes you get those outside lanes like that. And you start off, look like you're about 150 yards ahead, but you're not. But this has always been a favorite race of mine because this is real exciting. We have 4 players and they combine and go 2 times around. So they're getting ready for the start. 800-meter relay, JV Girls. And there's the start. And out in the outside lane is Muleshoe. And that should be Esmeralda Alamon. The second one should be Jacqueline Ramirez. The third one, Val Toscano. And the fourth one, Valerie Correga, if they have these listed right for us. And looks like that's out there with Slayton or Shallowater. Uh-oh, Mules had a bad handoff then. And it looks like we're second, but when they come around that curve, well, so far we're running Okay, we are second right now. And looks like Idalu's coming up strong. Looks like Roosevelt on the inside. And then back behind, I think that's Brianna. Okay, there's, wait till we get the handoff for the Mules. Okay, that's, whoa, oh my goodness. That was really a bad handoff then. It just couldn't quite get it, and that made a difference. So we go from about second to fourth. But now we're beginning to gain some. It's hard to get these handoffs right. Okay, well, there's another team having trouble on the inside, had a lot of trouble. So, and the Mules got a good handoff that time. And I think that is to Correga. And right now we're running fifth. And looks like that's Shallowater, Slayton out in front of Shallowater, and then Dimmitt. And looks like the Mules are going to be fifth in this one. Yes. We're ready for the 800-meter relay, Varsity Girls. And running for the Mules should be Kendall Miller, Keely Dunham, Joy Watts, and Mireya Regalado. So there's the start. And the Mules out in lane 8. Miller right now is running very well, and she should be handing off to Keely Dunham. And I might mention earlier, Keely Dunham yesterday won the Discus. Okay, there is the handoff, pretty good handoff. And looks like it's Shallowater. And looks like Keely right now is running second. Keely Dunham. And now there's Slayton coming up. And I believe Keely is going to be third on her handoff. It's so far out there. There's a good handoff. She handed off to, should have been Watts. And right now the Mules are about fourth. Keep in mind, you need to get in the top 4 to advance next week. Looks like this is quite a race for first with, looks like Slayton and Shallowater. Well, Shallowater looks like has this one. That's a good race now. Okay, Mules are going to have to really hold them off to get third. This is Regalado. She's about 2 steps ahead right now if she can hang on. And she did. So the Mules finished fourth. We're ready now for the JV divisions of 800-meter relay. JV boys, that should be Jesus Montiel, Ozzy Nunez, Isaac Mendoza, and Brady Martinez. And again, they're out in lane 8. What they do most of the time when they draw for these, you just get the same one all the way through, which I don't think that's the way it should be, but that's the way it is. So out front is Jesus Montiel. He should be handing off to Ozzy Nunez. And let's see if we get a good handoff here. And right now should be the handoff. Okay, good handoff. And looks like Shallowater or Roosevelt is up there right with him. But right now, Ozzy's running very well. He's going to hand off to Isaac Mendoza as they come around. And let's see, right now he's behind, not much. That's a good handoff. So he will be handing off on the last leg to Brady Martinez. And this is quite a race, this JV 800-meter relay. 'Cause there's 3 teams in it right now, actually 4 teams in the running. So let's see if we get a good handoff. It's become good, well, pretty good handoff. And now we're running 4th right now. A lot of speed over here in this district. This is quite a race here. Okay, looks like the Mules are going to be 4th. If he can hold, yes. Okay, the Mules finished 4th in that 8. Ready for the 800-meter relay varsity division. And running for the Varsity Mules will be Justin Carrion, Yoel Reyes, Michael Lozano, and Romeo Reyes. And again, they're in lane 8. There's the start of the 800-meter relay varsity division boys, 2 times around the track. So that should be out there. Justin Carrion, Yoel Reyes, Michael Lozano, and Romeo Reyes. So right now, let's see if we get a good handoff. They got a good handoff. Got a very good handoff. And right now they're running right with, looks like Slayton and Shallowater. And the handoff will be to Michael Lozano, I believe, looks like. And Mules are running right with them right now. It's hard to tell on that outside lane, but they're running well. This last handoff should be to Romeo Reyes. And we'll check the handoff here. Okay, good handoff. Good handoff. Now as we come around the curve, we thought we were in 2nd, but we're in about 5th. So we'll see. Reyes is going to have to run hard here. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 3. Looks like 6th. I believe the Mules got 6th. That outside lane, Gil Robert, is so deceiving. The 400-meter run, this is 1 time around for the JV girls. And the Mules have 4 in this. And they have Alexis Campos. They have Ario Quesada and Courtney Cantu. And we have 2 of those in lane 6 and 7, and Price is in lane 1. So this is 1 time around, and that's it. This is a tough race. It's no doubt about it. It's a sprint all the way. 400 meters, 1 time around the track. JV girls. Well, it looks like that is, I believe that's, I don't,
Second?
is that, I believe that's Campus 2nd, yeah. And then we have Quesada either 3rd or 4th. And let's see what we have here. Okay, Campus got 2nd. And I believe the other one 4th. I think the 4th. So, and the other one was ready now for the 400 meters boys JV division. And we have 2 in this. And that should be Aaron Vinzer in lane 1 and Dominguez in lane 3. So the Mules have 2 in this JV division. 400 meters, 1 time around. And that should be Vinzer and Dominguez. And they're in lane 1 and 3. Looks like a good race between Dimmitt and Slayton. Maybe Shallowater. Okay, looks like the Mules. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I thought the Mules finished fourth, but I think it was fifth. I think that was Dominguez. For the 300-meter hurdles and the JV girls, and we should have two in that. Should be Kayla Torres in lane 1 and Satalia Vargas in lane 5. 300 meters. This is a tough race. It's a pretty race, but it's a tough race. There's the gun. They're off. And that should be, according to what we have, it should be Kayla Torres and Satalia Vargas. And should be lane 1 and 5. I believe that's Torres in lane 1 and 5, yes. And Vargas out in 5. All right. Looks like Dimmitt and Shallowater. And right now, I believe that's Vargas that's coming up. And she has a chance at 3rd, 4th, 5th. She finished 3rd, and Kayla Torres finished 6th. So that's 3rd and 6th. JV girls, the 300-meter varsity division of the 300-meter dash, or actually 300-meter hurdles. It's more of a dash for the varsity girls, and we have one in that. And that should be Della Martinez in lane 1. And Shallowater has 3 in this. Looks like Idalou has 2. Roosevelt and maybe Dimmitt over there on the side. But the Shallowater girls are, looks like right now, 1, 2, 3. Shallowater is by far the biggest school in the district, and they have so many more to pick from. They just one of the girls fell right then. She's still going to get up and finish in the top 3, looks like. Muleshoe girl she's going to, right now, she's about 7th. So the three Shallowater girls, looks like, are going to be 1, 2, and 3. Dimmitt 4th, and I believe 3, 6, Muleshoe girl was either 6th or 7th, Gil Roberts. Let's see, this is going to be. Okay, we're getting ready now for the JV division of the boys 300-meter hurdles. And looks like we have in lane 5, Jesus Montiel and Kenny Hasselhoff in lane 7. So the Mules have 2 in this. Lane 5 and lane 7. 300-meter hurdles, JV boys. Okay, should be 5 and 7 for the Mules. Looks like right now we're running 3rd. And I believe that is Jesus Montiel. And he's finishing real strong. He's going to have a chance at 2nd. I believe he did. He got 2nd. And Hasselhoff was 6th or 7th. Gil Robert. I think I was ready now for the varsity division. 300-meter hurdles. Looks like the Mules have 1 in it. In lane 7 is Joe Waggoner. Top 4 qualify next week in area. There's the start. Joe qualified in the high hurdles. I believe he got 4th in that. And he's running pretty well right now, looks like. And he's in lane 7. Okay, now, right now, looks like Joe's running 4th. If he can hold on. Looks like Dimmitt up there, second and fourth. Idalou third. And, well, let's look. Well, it's going to be close. I don't much believe, I think Joe looked like he's fifth, I believe. We'll wait and see what they put up there. It was very close. 200-meter dash. This, of course, is halfway around. This is a tough race, too. It's a sprint, no doubt about it. And this will be the JV girls, and looks like running for Muleshoe will be Madison Hasley, and she's in lane 2. JV girls, and the last time we had any information on it, the JV girls were leading in the team totals. Okay, looks like Roosevelt, Idalou, Shallowater, Idalou again. Looks like Hasley is going to be fifth. For the JV boys 200-meter dash, looks like the Mules have one in lane 8, Brad Martinez. The final event. All of these are finals this afternoon. There's the start. JV boys, 200 meters. It looks like Martinez is out in lane 8. And looks like, again, it's Dimmitt. Dimmitt has quite a track program. Okay, looks like he's going to finish. Well, I think it was 7th. So, the next event will be the varsity 200 meters. For the varsity division 200 meter dash boys. And that should be Albarran and Reyes. Yoel Reyes and George Albarran. And they're in lane 6 and 8. Guns up. And there's the start of the 200 meters varsity boys. And like I said, the Mules are in 7. They're in 6 and 8. And looks like Yoel Reyes is out in 8th. And he's battling to get in 4th. And he did. Looks like that is Yoel. And he finished 4th, so that's a qualifier there. Of the 1,600 meter run in the JV girls division. And just a minute. And we should have Alice Wheeler in this. And she's out in lane 2, I believe. And that's the only Muleshoe girl we have in this. And this is the 1,600 meters. And it would be the old mile run, or 4 times around the track, 1,600 meters. And Wheeler is the runner. Right now she's second. Looks like it's either Freon or Shallowater out front there. These red jerseys are confusing. All right. Usually this red is Shallowater. And there's the first time around, and Wheeler Muleshoe is second right now. Okay, we are beginning to enter the last lap of the mile for the JV girls, and right now Alyssa Wheeler is in 3rd place. Looks like the 2 Shallowater girls are quite a ways out in front, but they're on the last lap right now. And looks like the 3 coming in now may be Littlefield and possibly Dimmitt. Yeah, 2 of these are Dimmitt, and I believe the other one's Littlefield. So the Muleshoe girls need some points out of this, and looks like they're going to get a third, which will be 6 points. This is a tough race. Any way you look at it, it's approximately a mile. Have to be in very good condition, and you have to be dedicated to run this. Looks like, I believe that's Shallowater. Going to be first. And that may be. Looks like that's Brianna, yes. And then this next one may be Brianna. If it is, they finish first and second. Yes. And now Wheeler from Muleshoe's coming in, and she's going to be third as she goes across the finish line. Good job by Wheeler. So that's a third place there. For the mile run, or the 1,600-meter run, Varsity Girls and the Mules have one participant in this, and that's Lily Martinez. She started out in lane 8. Looks like Idaloo's taking the lead. She's in second. And right now, Lily has moved into second. See, they have to stay in their lane until they finish the first curve, and then they can cut inside. So, Lily Martinez. Idaloo has a very strong program, and so does Shallowater. Year in and year out. But the Mules don't have quite the speed this year that they've had in the past. Right now, Lily's hanging in there at second place. And we'll come back on the last lap of this. Of course, this is 4 laps around. And right now, Lily is second going into the ready for the last lap of the 1,600-meter run, Varsity Girls. And right now, Lily Martinez is in 4th place, but she's within striking distance of about 3rd. So maybe she can turn it on this last lap to get in the top 4 to qualify for area. Idaloo is winning it by about 40 yards, I guess. Brianna's coming up now. Brianna was back about 5th. Now they look like going to finish 2nd. And Lily has to beat one of these girls in front of her, and they're right in front of her. Lily Martinez. So let's see if she has a kick left. Brianna's gained quite a bit on Idaloo. She's not gonna catch the Idaloo girl, but she's gained a lot. And still about 25 yards behind. Okay, now we're going into the last curve, and here comes Lily right here. Lily's picking it up if she can hold them off. There's 2 big, strong girls behind her, but maybe she can hold them off to get 3rd, and she's going to. Lily had a lot left, and that was an impressive race for Lily Martinez, and she finishes 3rd to qualify for the 1,600-meter run boys JV division. And there's the start. Of course, 4 times around. Should be De Hoyos, and it should be Hernandez, and it should be Ricky Diaz. I think Ricky placed earlier, so in the 800. So we'll see as they go 4 times around. 1,600-meter run, JV boys. it's turned out here to be a pretty decent day. It's still a little windy and a little cool, but much, much better than yesterday. They had to do their field events yesterday, and it was pretty miserable. I believe that's Diaz in fourth. Yes. And let's move back quite a ways back. We would be De Hoyos and Hernandez. So we will be back with you on the last lap. Okay, that's the last lap and this 1,600 meter run. Varsity Division boys, and right now Ricky Diaz is in fourth. If he can hold on to this, and he'll qualify for the area. And looks like he has a Friona boy behind him, and up in front we have Dimmitt, and I can't tell whether that's Shallowater or Rose. Well, it's hard to tell on some of these because they have different jerseys, even sometimes from their teammates. But okay, Diaz is coming up. Looks like he's going to qualify, and he may even get second. Yes, Ricky Diaz is. Well, he's yes, he's going to get second. Good job there by Ricky Diaz to finish second in the 1,600 meters. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and I believe the other mules were ways back. But good job there by the mules, all of them, and Ricky Diaz gets second. 1,600 meter run. Hey, there's the start of the varsity 600 meters, 1,600 meters. I think I mentioned that on the JV. That was the JV that Diaz was second in. But this should have Jacob Kettner and Ethan Gonzalez, both in the inside on the inside lanes. Of course, they can all cut in now. So again, 4 times around. Now, this is the last race of the day outside of mile relays or 1,600 meter relays, which are always exciting. So should be Jacob Kettner and Ethan Gonzalez. That's Ethan out first. And let's see, Gonzalez is back toward the back, but he has plenty of time to make it up. So we'll leave you on this one, and we'll leave you with Gonzalez in first place. We're starting the last lap, and it looks like Ethan Gonzalez is in third place, and Pantoja is in fifth. Now, I hope I don't have those turned around, but those are the two up there in this 1,600 meter run, and they're both running very well. The one out in front, the runner out in front is pretty well has it first place, but boy, this is a dogfight for 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the two mules are up there now. They're second and third. No, wait a minute. Third, just third, isn't it? Well, wait a minute. Is this one?
We're third and seventh.
Third, okay. That's right. Well, we've got to hold them off here for third. Yes. That's Dimmitt out there second. All right. This is a good job here by Ethan Gonzalez, as he's going to finish third. And then, wait a minute, 5, 6, 7. Pantoja, he couldn't quite do it. Pantoja almost got sixth. Okay, now we're ready to start the 1,600 meter relay and the JV girls. It looks like the mules are in 5. Well, that changed that up. Maybe. Wait a minute. We'll go over who's running. That should be Esmeralda Alamon, Val Toscano, Jacqueline Ramirez, and Valerie Carrega. So right now, it looks like the Mules are running good. There are only 5 teams in this. And this is a tough race. Each runner will run one time around. And right now, the Mules are, well, they're getting a little behind now. But looks like it's either Shallowater or Friona out there. Probably Shallowater. This is a JV Girls 1,600 meter. And looks like Roosevelt's coming up there. Okay, there's a handoff. And that handoff should be to Jacqueline Ramirez. And right now, she is battling to get up in second place. As looks like that's Shallowater out there just running off with this race. But now Muleshoe has picked it up, and looks like that's Ramirez is in second place right now.
132, Shallowater 151. That's Varsity Boys 3-mile run.
Now looks like this girl is really pressing the Muleshoe, and I'm pretty sure that's Roosevelt. No, wait a minute. I think that's Dimmitt. Yeah, that's Dimmitt, the purple. Okay, now Muleshoe is third. Okay, here's the third handoff, and that should be to Val Toscano. Looks like Shallowater way out in front. And now the Roosevelt girl is making up quite a bit of ground. And looks like let's see, we're approaching the last curve. It looks like Muleshoe is in third. And this, I think this is Val Toscano. She has run this very well. She looked like about to catch the girl from Roosevelt, or Dimmitt. Well, no, it's really hard to tell, but I think that is Roosevelt. Now, Val just passed her, and she's going to hand off to, should be Valerie Carrego. So right now we're in second. If we can hold off the Roosevelt girl. The Muleshoe JV has really done very well today. At one time they were ahead. I don't think they're ahead right now, but they're right up there fairly close. Now the girl is gaining on Valerie Carrego. Looks like Shallowater's going to win it by a pretty good margin. Now we've got to hold off this Roosevelt girl, and she's really coming on strong. And this is quite a race, but it looks like, well, I don't know. The Muleshoe girl is really holding her off. She did hold her off. That's second place. That was a great run there by all of the girls, but that Valerie just held her off all the way around nearly. So the Muleshoe JV girls get second on the 1600. We're ready for the 1,600 meter relay for the Varsity Girls. It looks like in lane 5 is Muleshoe, and that should be Kendall Miller, first leg, and then Mireya Ruvalcaba, Joy Watts, and Reyna Regalado. So the Mules are in 5th. And 5th lane. Okay. As I said, Kendall Miller is running the first leg. Kendall has pretty good speed. She is a sophomore, I believe. Okay, now Littlefield's coming up. Adeleu's coming up. And looks like that's Littlefield, I believe, out in front. And right now Miller's running 4th. And here's the first handoff. Okay, the Mules take the handoff in 4th. And according to our records here, that should be Mireya Ruvalcaba. So they're over on the back stretch, and it looks like Ruvalcaba is gaining some ground. She's trying to get up to 3rd, and right now she's running very well. Adeleu's 2nd, and I believe that's Littlefield 3rd, and probably Shallowater 1st. Some of these Shallowater, some of their uniforms are black, some of them are red, and it's hard to tell. Right now, Ruvalcaba is running very well. She's moved up to 3rd, and she's challenging the Adeleu girl. So she's going to be about 2 or 3 steps behind, and the handoff was made to, looks like Joy Watts. Is it? Okay. Okay. Now, right now, Muleshoe's in 3rd and running very well. And I'm pretty sure that's Shallowater out in front, and then Adeleu. So it looks like the Mules have a good chance to finish either 3rd or 4th in this 1,600-meter relay, as they're running well. Now Adeleu's beginning to make up some ground. So is Muleshoe. Now Watts, she ran a very good quarter, and about 4 steps behind probably. Okay, there's a handoff, and this should be to Reyna Regalado. And I think the Mules are going to finish at least 3rd, and right now Reyna is gaining some ground on the Adeleu girl. She's small, but she's really running hard. Reyna Regalado. Now they come into about the last 200 yards. Looks like Shallowater's going to be first. And it doesn't look like Reyna's going to catch her, but she's made up a lot of ground. She's really competing. So that's the way they're going to wind up. It'll be Shallowater, Adeleu, and Muleshoe 3rd in the 1,600-meter relay varsity girls. Ready for the 1,600-meter or the old mile relay, which is JV boys, and running in lane 5 will be for Muleshoe, Matthew Alarcon, Isaac Mendoza, Jesus Montiel, and Ozzy Nunez. And like I said, the Mules in lane 5. Looks like there's going to be 7 teams in this. Looks like the first one is Matthew Alarcon. The first leg.
Third place, Yuchi. Second place, Adalu.
Looks like out in front is Dimmitt. And then Slayton. And then I believe that's maybe Littlefield. Muleshoe right now is about sixth. So Alarcon will hand off to Isaac Mendoza. As we are sixth at this particular time on this second leg. As we're still sixth, up toward the front has really tightened up. Now Muleshoe is being pushed for sixth place. Okay, this is Dimmitt, probably Dimmitt and Shallowater, I believe. Maybe Littlefield and then Dimmitt. Idalou. So right now we make the handoff in sixth place, should be to Jesus Montiel. Quite a race for first place. Looks like Dimmitt and Shallowater. I believe that's Shallowater. Slayton's back in fifth. Muleshoe is really pushing Slayton for fifth. And then Idalou is fourth. And this is quite a race right now. We're going into the last handoff. It's Shallowater and Littlefield, I believe. And then Dimmitt. And then there's Idalou. And now Muleshoe is in fifth. And the last leg should be, I believe that is Ozzy Nunez running the last leg for the Mules. So Muleshoe's trying to hold on to fifth here. Of course, this is the JV division, boys. Now it looks like Shallowater is really turning it up a notch, although Dimmitt's coming on, or Littlefield. Okay, there's first, second, third, fourth, and Muleshoe made up a lot of ground. They finished fifth in the 1,600 meter relay JV boys. Ready for the last race of the day. This is the 1,600 meter relay varsity division boys. And what we have down here, I'm not sure they hadn't changed some of these. We have Yoel Reyes, Romeo Reyes, Luke DelToro, and Michael Lozano. But it looks like, we can tell when they come around here, it looks like Kettner, Jacob Kettner's out there, but we can tell when they come around in front of us over here. The Mules are in lane 5. We know that. And there are 6, I believe there's just 6 teams in this. Lane 5, the Mules. And it looks like way out front is Dimmitt. I know the last few years Dimmitt's had an outstanding mile relay. Really, they've had a good track team. All right now, I don't believe that's Kettner. Is it? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, there's a handoff to should be Romeo Reyes, but we'll wait and see. Dimmitt's still, well, they were quite a ways ahead. Idaloo's really crowding them now, gaining a lot on them. And let's see, third. Looks like the Mules have moved up some. Okay, we're going into the last handoff, and it's going to be Dimmitt, Idaloo, and Shallowater. And now Shallowater's moving up. Okay, Romeo Reyes is he's fourth right now. And according to our records, he's handing off to Lozano, which should be Michael Lozano. And looks like Dimmitt's going to win this pretty handedly. And now Shallowater's moved up to second ahead of Idaloo. Dimmitt's running it very well.
There's one more handoff. One more handoff.
Oh, yes, there's one more handoff. I was getting ahead of myself. There's one more handoff right here. And there's Dimmitt handing off first. And then Shallowater, and then Idaloo. And looks like Muleshoe fourth, Reyes. And now it's Lozano. I got ahead of myself there. This should be Michael Lozano. So it looks like Dimmitt's coming into the last curve here. They're going to win handily. Their runner is really finishing strong. Now it's Shallowater second. Muleshoe looks Idaloo third. Looks like Muleshoe is going to be fourth if they can hold him off. And I believe he is. That should be Lozano. So the Mules are going to finish fourth. Looks like Friona fifth. And looks like that may be Roosevelt sixth or Slayton. So that's Mules finished fourth, and they'll give the final standings here for us in a few moments. But the Muleshoe qualified another team there for the area. Fourth place, 1,600-meter relay. The final team totals here, the district championships. The JV girls, Dimmitt had 17. Roosevelt had 33. Slayton had 45. Idaloo 59, Friona 82, Littlefield 121, and the Muleshoe girls won the JV division 133 points. Okay, now let's go to the varsity girls, and that would be Dimmitt 26, Littlefield 31, Roosevelt 39, Friona 44, Muleshoe had 62, Slayton 97, Idaloo 142, and Shallowater won the varsity girls 179. Now let's go to the JV boys. Friona 7, Littlefield 8, Dimmitt 79, Roosevelt 84, Muleshoe 86, and Slayton 91, Idaloo 102, and Shallowater 133. They won the JV boys. Now the varsity boys totals would be Friona 19, Roosevelt 22, Littlefield 48, Muleshoe 55, Slayton 74, Idaloo 80, Dimmitt 152, and Shallowater won that division. So Shallowater won 3 divisions. They had the boys total 167. course, they are a much larger school, so they have a lot to pick from, but they have a good track program. So I guess that winds it up here from Lubbock Cooper. Was a pretty decent day, and this district track meet is over, and like I said, the qualifiers for fourth, the first 4 places will go next week in area, and I'm not sure where that is, but anyway, that's Yo Robert. I believe that's it here today from the district track meet in Lubbock, Woodrow. I guess you'd say Woodrow, Texas. Lubbock Cooper, beautiful facilities.